of homeowners that took out second mortgages are underwater. That apparently is a growing problem that many banks are not showing on their books. Alex Ulam from the American Banker magazine is here to explain it. 40% of those people who took out a second mortgage are underwater. What? Spell that out. What does that mean?
That means they owe more on their homes than their homes are worth. And that also means that they can't, it's going to be difficult for them to sell those homes, do a short sale.
And only 20% of first mortgage owners are underwater. So this is an acute problem with second mortgage owners. Okay.
Yes.
Now, banks carry those mortgages on their books. At what? At face value?
Close to face value, like 80, 90, 93 cents on the dollar.
So, down the road, when those mortgages default or go bad, I guess you could say, the debt goes to the bank.
The banks will eat it, But right now, they're sort of extending and pretending on those mortgages. They should be taking more of a loss right now.
Why aren't they?
Because they can't afford to. It'll affect their solvency.
Well, is this a rolling crisis then? As these second mortgages go belly up, that the losses go to the bank and it's a rolling crisis?
It's a rolling crisis, We're going to become like Japan if we keep on doing this.
How big is the second lien issue? I mean, it's not that every single person out there has taken this home equity loan on their homes. It's a smaller percentage, right? Do we have any sense for how much sort of money it involves?
Well, the banks, the four largest banks have about $450 billion worth of this stuff on their books.
The thing that kills me is that the whole TARP program was supposed to be about taking away the toxic assets from the big banks. These are toxic assets and they're still not being booked correctly, right?
Exactly, And as opposed to the first lien mortgages, most of those which the banks don't even own, those are bundled up into mortgage-backed securities that are owned by pension funds, such as CalPERS, and those are taking big hits on these on first lien mortgages.
Spin off into our pension.
It already is. You're already taking huge hits on your pensions. You guys are taking huge hits on your pensions. Now, another thing that's not been addressed is the banks, they're also the servicers on most of the first lien mortgages that your pension fund owns, right? So they have a conflict of interest in that they're the bill collector on the first lien mortgage and the second lien mortgage. So obviously they want to keep the first lien mortgage.
It's a mess. So why isn't the American Banker pointing this out to me more vividly?
Didn't you read my article?
That's why you're on the show. Is it a second crisis?
It's already. Some people say the economy is not going to recover until housing recovers, right? And housing does not look like it's going to recover anytime in the near future, does it? Property values keep going further and further down. That means more and more homeowners can't sell their homes.
Is a bank whose name I would know threatened?
Bank of America.
You think they go under, out of business?
No, I think what's going to happen is they're just going to sort of lumber along, write them off year to year. Housing's not going to recover. What's going to suffer is the American economy. The Bank of America, they'll make money by lending money overseas. Like the consumer market here is dead.
So they're not going to.
Consumers are over leveraged here.
The five major banks who carry many of these second mortgages, they're the ones who could be making more loans but will not because of the second mortgage crisis. Can we say that?
Because housing's not recovered. I mean, housing's gummed up. People can't sell their houses because they can't get the money.
So this is going to exacerbate the housing recovery issue because people are in over their heads now twice. Really, they're in over their head twice, and it's really affecting markets that are already sunk, like Nevada, Florida, and those are the markets we need to see turn around first.
It's a crisis.
I believe the Wall Street Journal said something like 65% of homeowners with second mortgages in Nevada are underwater.
You've got to get out there on the American Banker. I want to see some blaring headlines. Crisis, 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 in big red letters. You've got to alert me to this problem.
Well, I'll tell you where a lot of this problem started.
Yes.
Is when, one of the fundamental issues that created the Tea Party was the basic misunderstanding of what was going to happen with the mortgage crackdown legislation in 2009. I remember Rick Santelli's rant. He was saying that do you want your neighbor paying? Do you want to be paying your neighbor's mortgage, right? Well, that would not have happened. But what the mortgage crackdown legislation would have done is it would have in a bankruptcy, a judge could have modified your mortgage and written off the unsecured part. A judge could have written off the overinflated part of the mortgage.
Okay, I want you to do me a favor. I want a headline in the American Bank. Crisis. Varney ranks. Can you do that for me? No, probably not. Well, you should be. Alex Ulam, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. It's very interesting stuff. Thanks a lot. 8 days to go. No